What's going on, YouTube fam? It's Memorial Day. Wishing y'all a happy Memorial Day. Hope y'all enjoying them barbecues and hanging out with fam and all that good stuff. Man, it's been a minute since kind of give you an update of what's going on with this car. Mamba. I've been driving it actually since over the winter. To be honest, just cruising out it. I was able to drive the car, just you know wasn't able to go on boost too much, and that was due to just some like issues with actually found out to be long-term fuel trims where it was leaning out. Once I got on boost. But we were able to figure that out and get the car dialed in with a new tuner. Shout out to Fletcher Performance for that. Car's been real good since then. So I mean, some little changes that I did to just so we can make sure the car is stays a little bit more reliable, you can say. First off, installed a couple sensors for safety, one being a fuel pressure sensor we have here. And what we did was we got a 12 volt to 5 volt converter. That's you see it's screwed up nicely right there. And so what that is we got 12 volts. We wired it to the battery. You see that where it says positive, negative there, that's from the battery. And then you have the 5 volt section there where it sends out 5 volt to the sensors, because that's what sensors need. And then we tap into the O2 sensors underneath the car. The input wires back there. I wish I could get on there to show you, but that's what's going on. And then that signal is sent back to the ECU, so that way we can have oil pressure. So there's one for fuel, and then the oil pressure one is down there. It's a bit hard to see. So now we have oil pressure and fuel pressure safety implemented. These sensors are from like Aeroforce, so company. They were like $80 something for sensors. They come with like about 3 to 4 inches of a wire with connector and everything, so you don't have to I know some companies sell them where you have to put the pins in yourself. This connector just comes in. You just got to put the wire. You have black, red, and green, and then black and red is power ground, and then the other one is signal tapped into the O2 sensor. And so now we have those. So strangely yesterday, over the weekend I had a roll event and been driving the car for so long and with the sensors, and some strange news are going to work on Friday, and then check engine light started flashing, because that's what happened. When the failsafe kicks in, it'll flash the check engine light to let me know. So the car was like, I guess the sensor went bad. Long story short, the oil pressure sensor went bad, so I had to swap that out. But that's good though. So for like the oil pressure sensor safety, for like people like myself, I haven't done the galley gasket upgrade, so that's good for if you have galley gasket upgrade or not. You can put that sensor in, have your tuner put a fail safe, so if your fuel and oil pressure is dropping, it will trigger a safety. In this case, the oil pressure. So obviously it did that when the sensor was like acting up. It flashed the light to let me know something's going on. So yeah, we got that fixed. But definitely for guys who don't, because the galley gasket can be expensive repair. If you don't want to do that right away, you get a nice low mileage motor. You can put get the oil pressure safety in there, and then get that set up. So when you do have an oil pressure issue, if it's not the sensor, like in my case my sensor went bad, and you actually have an oil pressure issue, then you can pretty much know. That's pretty much one of the main things is the galley gasket. So then if you have an oil pressure and it's constant, then your galley gasket is all, something's going on there. So just some noticeable changes. Obviously I didn't really make a video on it, but I did do a VR swap on this on Mamba 2 as well. It's a pretty straightforward swap. A buddy of mine locally did a few, so he just was like, once you guys have the automatic, for the auto guys, it's pretty easy. You just get the full VR swap complete swap. That's bell housing, T case, just a whole assembly, even with the transfer, with the transmission mount in place. And that's all it is. So, all these cars, G's, Q50s, came all-wheel drive and rear-wheel drive. So what it is once you get the complete VR trans swap assembly, once you bolt it in, cut out the hole for the crank sensor, new crank sensor location, and then you get a drive shaft spacer. The actual trans mount from the VR30 and the whole transmission bolts up to where you have the rear-wheel drive trans would normally bolt up on these chassis. So it's a pretty straightforward. You don't need for the all-wheel drive, you don't need no kit, or if you want, like Z1 has a kit where they send like a bracket so you can mount your O2 sensors and stuff, but if you want to do that, do it clean. But yeah, you don't need no transmission mount and all that stuff. You can just get the OEM mount and put that in. So that's what's been going on with the car. Let me fire it up a bit, and man, it's a long update. I really should give y'all some pulls and stuff too. Oh, and we do have the cog kit on here. This is actually the Soho kit. Been running this one for the latest version. It's probably got over 10. It's got over 10k miles on that. No issue. If you installing that, you just got to know what you're doing. Make sure you have to retension the belt. I did mine. I retentioned mine about twice actually. First time, because belts got to wear in. So I tensioned it the first time. It got loose. Gave it another. Tension it a little bit more again. It did get a little bit more loose than I liked, so I tensioned it a little bit. And we're not talking no crazy increments, just small increments. And since then, I've left it, and the belt's been fine. Like I said, it's just about 10k miles, 10k plus miles been put on there. That's been holding up fine. So that's good. Car's in a real good place right now. In terms of like I said, I have some safeties on there. Did some races, man, and went a couple races, lost a few. The car's in a good place in terms of like time wise. It's doing consistent high 7s, low 8, pretty decent. But we probably gonna, with the filter, remove the filter and put the turbo guard back on just to see what we can really do with it, kind of push it a little bit more. But for right now, like it's nice, man. It's solid. Future plans, to be real, I'm too addicted to this car. I probably should definitely look to sell it. The Q50 is just like sitting at home collecting dust right now. I'm like, shit, they're not even like trying to flex or nothing. I'm just, it's just anytime I get into this thing, I'm just like so much more hooked on it. So I don't know. Eventually may have to just, let this thing go. But my goal was, anytime I decided to like sell it though, I wanted, because I don't like how I see all these cats, it's because they get rid of their cars, they get fed up, having issues. You got tuners out there too that ain't really providing good enough information and stuff. So I'm here like to keep these things going. Like I lost a second motor because it's a carelessness, and I'm not even going to get into that. But if you're a tuner, you should be aware of certain things, and that's all I'm gonna leave it at that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like I said, Fletcher got the car. Fletcher Performance, he got Joshua. He got this thing like dialed in, real cool dude to work with. So, we here got my safeties like I requested. I wanted safeties in there, like the fuel pressure, oil pressure. He got those in there for me. So, not to saying stuff can't still go wrong and cause problem, but at least gives you a little bit more comfort with those things in there. So Man, I've been talking, but it's been a while since I, you know, gave y'all a real update on what's going on with the car. So that's what's going on, and been daily driving this thing. So the only next thing we're gonna probably do is, like I said, put this turbo guard on, to send it kind of, well, not send it, but you know, just kind of see what how far we can push it. There's so much stuff I could get into, like tune wise, man, but the most I can say is, bro, if y'all out there, you got some supercharged GZ guys, y'all got questions or you know, anything y'all want feedback on, you know, even tune wise. I mean, I'm not a tuner, but I've been doing you know, working with this car, working with different tuners for a while. Like I've got a big grasp, and I work on cars. I've been with Infiniti for 15 years. I mean, I'm real like passionate about this car shit. So some tuners will like me, some won't, because I'm gonna ask all the questions and all of that. You know, you probably want to get annoying. Some tuners just want you to, like, you know, they just tune your car and you not ask them anything. But you see, if you can talk to a tuner and they like give you good feedback and they're not annoyed by you asking questions, then that's who you want to work with. So yeah, just a FYI. But definitely you guys can, you know, Mamba_driven. Maybe I'll put that on there. Y'all hit me up if y'all got questions, man, and like, you know, just tuning wise and like stuff to look for and all that. But we got this here now, and I really wanted to do do some pulls and driving, but man, it's been a while. I did y'all got a roll video a day ago, so let me just give you what's going on, like car wise, and you know where it's been. Like I said, I've been daily in it. I just kind of been lazy, to be honest. Like last year, got married too, went home back to Jamaica and all that, got married. I'm like big in my church, and yo, a whole lot of stuff, man. I'm big in my church, like part of that, so I'm like involved in church, so a lot of stuff going on. Been kind of lazy making the YouTube videos, but I'm gonna try and like put some stuff back out. Yeah, we gotta set up a race too with Mamba Junior and Mamba Senior. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we gotta get that in. So hopefully I can get a buddy of mine to just come through and, you know, maybe grab the Q50 and we take them out and see what's up. But yeah, that's what it is really. Love this car, man. But maybe coming close to the time where I probably need to, you know, let somebody else enjoy it. I wanted to put it in a place too where I feel like, you know, it can be reliable and not give, you know, like the next owner any trouble, because I'm a tech, man. You know, I fix people's shit, so it's like, you know, so I'm like, you know, I like that. I love the whole car stuff. I don't want to give it to nobody with problem. Explain when I sell it. I'm gonna explain everything, or everything works. You got your even just this little thing right here, that overflow, that swirl pot kit is just a kit to just help keep air pockets out the system so the cooling system functions better, you know, stuff like that. Little things, man. You gotta be able, if you wanna go fast and do it for a good while, you gotta kind of have an understanding about the car, you know what I'm saying? So, oh man, been talking on this one, but y'all gonna hear it today, man. But that's where we've been with the car. It's good. VR Trans. I actually prefer the VR Trans on the VHR, this V6 versus the twin turbo, because, you know, being it's a higher revving motor as well, it's crazy. It feels good. So now you don't have to, like before with the older Trans, that finally gave out after all these years, man. All these years. I don't know if anyone has ran the stock Trans longer than I have and held up for so many pulls, like digs and stuff I've done with it. The only reason I haven't been like chasing quarter mile times again now with the VR30 Trans is because when I had this motor, I was replacing the motor, I found a crack flex plate, and So I decided to, well, not decided, obviously I couldn't put it back in the car. And at the time, I'm like, I'm at work, I got to get the car done in a timely fashion. So I always know I can probably take the trans back out another time. I put a upgraded flex plate. So for now, it's on the stock flex plate. So, you know, we're going to see how long that lasts. But I'm not really chasing quarter mile time. If I'm doing that, I'll probably just do that with a Q50. But yeah, man, so VR trans is like, yeah, you can, those high RPM shifts, I don't have to worry about hitting rev limiter so much or shifting earlier to not hit rev limiter when I had the older trans. So that's a big advantage of the VR trans top, and obviously can handle it more torque as well in stock form. So yeah, trans shouldn't have no trans issue going forward, except, you know, like I said, hopefully the flex plate holds up. And I mean, if it does go out, then I'll probably just get a Z1 flex plate put in there, and then the trans side would be solid. So yeah, man, good old faithful here, man, back in a good place, man. Bro, funny stuff. This car is almost performing like as you know, I haven't beat my personal best yet, but back pretty close, and this car is running like 3 less degree timing than what it did before. So I'm just saying, yeah, we, you know, different folks, different strokes for different folks. But I'm like, yeah, just understand. But you need to know about the car and all that if you wanna be in this thing and keep them running. You gotta have a bit of understanding. But yeah, man, just wanted to give a little update. Is hopefully y'all hang around long enough or this point of the video to you know, just to hear or see what's good. But this is what we doing. So now, you know, we just gonna, again, like I said, put the turbo guard back on, dial in some more, and then we're just gonna be just activities for the rest of the summer, man. Just, you know, keep up with the maintenance and just get some rolls, get some races, you know, cruises, all that stuff.